So today I thought I'd do this one from a place called Cow Shop, which is right down in the New Forest in Hampshire. So I had to come down to the New Forest today anyway, so I thought I'd drive on down, take the little extra journey really, and drive on down to Cow Shop, make a little video. And it's a little while since I've been here. Last time I actually came here, I came kayaking. It was a really nice day. It's not too bad, it's a bit overcast, as you can probably tell, but it's fairly warm. There's a bit of a breeze, so I hope you can hear me all right. So I'm just going to have a little mooch around, really. So this is a place where I came a couple of times with my parents when I was a kid. I remember we had a family holiday here one year. I think it was Easter. And I think it's someone my dad worked with owned one of the beach huts here. So he decided to let us have it for the Easter holidays. And when I say the Easter holidays, I only mean the 4 days really, from the Friday to the Monday of the bank holiday weekend. And we came down here, and I can remember, I'm not sure what age it was I came here. There was my family, my cousin Grant's family, Sean and Grant, and my uncle Ivor, and my auntie Anne. And I also think Becky and Matt were here. They're my other cousins from my Uncle Clive and Auntie Carolyn. So I think there was 3 families, so quite a few of us, and we stayed in this tiny little beach hut for the weekend. It had no electricity, no running water or anything. It was just literally a beach hut, as they are. And I remember leaving home on the Friday when we left, and it was freezing cold, and it was snowing, and it was really quite heavy snow. And we nearly didn't bother coming because it's like, who wants to spend a weekend in a wooden shed on the beach when it's snowing, really cold with no heating or anything like that. I vaguely remember coming down in one of my uncle's cars, one of my uncles driving, and within a couple of hours of getting here, miraculously the sun had come out. It was absolutely stunningly beautifully gorgeous, and it was just amazing. It was lovely, and it stayed like that for the rest of the weekend, and we had an amazing weekend. And we just went off, me and my cousins, playing in the woods at the back of the beach. Just had a fantastic time. It was lovely. It's really lovely. And I think that's the thing here. It's so quiet. There's all these beach huts. But being as it's a Monday, there's no one really here using them. But yeah, I wanted to thank you for joining me on another video today. I'm going to complete another little chapter in my Dear Dad journal today. That's on the agenda. So I'm going to have a look at that, see what I'm going to complete on that. You know, it's a nice place to do it. But look at this one. This one's really nice, isn't it? I don't know if you can see that. It's really cool. I just really want to have a walk up here and do a bit of reminiscing, really. And then I'm going to find somewhere to sit down. I'll probably come back here and sit on these logs here and listen to the ocean. So I don't know whether you can see, directly opposite me is the Isle of Wight. Looking glorious today over there. So some lovely views today. Really lovely. Anyway, I'm going to carry on walking down here. One of the things when I went to park I noticed, it's £1 for an hour to park, or it's £4 for 2 hours. How do you work that out? I really don't understand that, to be honest. If I had more energy and I wanted a couple of hours here, I'd just pay for an hour's parking, walk back to the car and pay for another hour, which would cost me obviously £2. Because I don't want to walk back to the car after an hour. Seems a bit unfair, that. I thought the more hours you stayed and paid for, the cheaper it got, not the other way around. Again, maybe it's just me thinking it's a bit weird. It looks like there's not a lot up here, which is a shame. A couple of nice houses. They look lovely. Bluebird Cafe on the beach. Looks like it could be nice. Shame it's not open. Perhaps it's only open at weekends. This year, weather permitting, from Easter. Tell you what, there's a lot of midgies about today as well. Yeah. Yes, I must just explain, as I was walking along in front of the beach huts, there seemed to be an increasing number of midgies landing on me and biting me. It was quite painful at times, to be honest. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but yeah, it wasn't that pleasant really. And the thought of finding somewhere to sit down and chill out and write my journal was becoming, not really that pleasant. So as today things didn't really seem to be going my way, I decided that I'd walk back to the car and sit in the car and try and complete today's journal entry. It took me about 10 minutes to try and get rid of all the midgies that were on me. I've still got loads of midgies on me now, I can feel them. There is an awful lot of them out there. So I've been here loads of times before and I don't really know why there are so many midgies here at this particular moment in time. But never mind, it's cut my visit short here a little bit. I'm back at the car, I'm having a cup of tea, and I'm gonna complete my journal entry for today, and then I'm gonna call it a day with this vlog and start afresh next time. But yeah, this has not been one of the greatest experiences. I'm still privileged to be able to do it, aren't I? Still really lucky and really grateful that I have the ability to do it. My decision to come here was based on past experiences, and I've really enjoyed some nice times here over the years. I don't know whether it's because of the weather, because it's fairly humid today and quite overcast, so maybe that has something to do with the midgies. I don't know, maybe they thrive in that sort of weather and they all decided to come out and see me today. Which, if that's the case, I'm extremely honoured, but yeah, I'm not graced by your presence. I don't want to be graced by your presence today. So I'm going to do my journal log. It's getting a bit busier here now as well. There's more people turning up, but everyone still looks so bloody miserable. Everybody looks really miserable today. I think I came here today with quite a reasonably high vibrational frequency, and I think that vibration has been really lowered by coming here, which is really sad. Everywhere else I've been doing the vlogs, I've been really inspired by the people that I've spoken to, inspired by the surroundings and everything like that. But yeah, today it feels a little oppressive, and I don't really know why. It's one of those things it's tangible, but I can't put my finger on it, if that makes sense. So I'm going to cut my losses really, have my cup of tea. I'm going to come back to you in a minute. I'm going to sit down and write my journal entry and I'll explain what it's about. So yeah, come back and join me in a minute, all right? Stay with me. I just need to explain to you a little bit why I'm actually doing it. So a couple of years ago, my daughters bought me a book and it's called Dear Dad, and it's a journal from you to me. So essentially it's a book that I fill out. So it's got prompted questions in there. I fill out with my responses and my answers. And then once it's complete, I hand it back to my daughters. The last 12 months for me, as many of you will know, and I don't want to keep going on about it because that's really unfair, but as many of you will know, my life has changed drastically in the last 12 months. Some of it for, the not so good. I have to say some of it I'm beginning to see as real positives, and that actually, there needed to be that change in my life, which is, really good and I'm really grateful for. So part of me starting to do these vlogs was to kind of journal that journey going forward and see where it takes me really. But I think for my own spirituality and mindfulness, it's really nice for me to come to somewhere that's quite a nice location to sit and do this, so I can sit, write, think and process what I'm actually doing. And this is number 3 in that series at the moment, and hopefully that will continue for a long time to come, but this is number 3 in that series. Unfortunately, as I've said a couple of times, it's a bit of a strange vibe here today, and I don't really feel that it's in keeping with how I'm feeling at the moment, When I got here today, my vibration was quite high. I felt my vibration was quite high. I was feeling quite positive. I was feeling quite optimistic. And it just seems, like I say, quite oppressive here today. I've seen lots of people. Not one person has smiled at me, despite my efforts to smile at them. Not one person has spoken to me, despite me kind of making eye contact and trying to engage with them. I think they've looked at me walking around with my funny sci-fi camera, and I think they're wondering why I'm doing that. So yeah, I kind of get the vibe that no one really wants me here. I'm gonna read through this blog now, this vlog thing. I've answered one of the questions in the journal, and I'm gonna read out what my response is to that question. Then I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get home. I'm gonna drive home, and I'm gonna go and jump in the shower. I think, because I feel like I need to, one, wash the negative energy off me, but two, wash the midgies off me and check for any midgie bites. So it's a bit of a strange one today, and it's, you know, I try not to be too down, you know, about these things, but I think coming here today has really lowered my vibration, which is really strange and sad. So I won't be coming back here for a long time. Maybe when the weather's a bit better and it's a bit warmer. I know it's a beach at the end of you know, on the edge of a forest. I get that, but it just seems like, yeah, everyone seems a bit down and glum. And I didn't start off being down and glum today. So it's not a negative energy that I've brought here. It's a negative energy that I picked up, and I really don't want to take back home. So I'm going to get on and do this bit of journaling. Yeah, thanks for sticking with me. Hopefully next time it'll be a bit more of an upbeat video and stuff like that. So in my Dear Dad journal, this is vlog number 3 in that series, as I say. One of the questions, or the question I decided to answer today was, what would you really like us to do together? So this is a question from my 2 daughters to me. What would you really like us to do together? So I'm going to read this out. Again, I apologise if it sounds wooden, if it comes across as wooden, or if I go off in little tangents around it. But, you know, I tried to keep this concise, and I tried to put it in a language so that when my daughters read it back, hopefully in many years to come when I've passed, when they read it back, it'll make sense to them, and it's kind of aimed at them and not aimed at a wider audience. Does that make sense? So, what would you really like us to do together? So there are still so many things I would love to do and experience with my girls. Although I think there is definitely one thing that we must do together, and we have discussed it before. When Nana and Granchi were just, there's Midgie there. When Nan and Granchi were just a little older than I am now, they really enjoyed holidaying in Scotland. In particular, they loved visiting the lochs. I would love for us to visit this area and scatter some of their ashes together. I think this would be a lovely opportunity for us to spend some special time together, whilst remembering and reminiscing about the parents and wonderful grandparents they truly were. I know that you both are so grateful for the really fun times you had with them, and I know that they would love us to do this journey together. And just to finish it off, because there wasn't really a lot more I could write about that, essentially it's the lochs, taking the lochs back to the lochs. There's more midgies now, and it's getting a bit freaky in here. I hope that made sense for you, and I know that's a really short answer today, but I had to sit and write that while I was being bitten by midgies. So yeah, I hope you understand that. Hopefully my next vlog will be a bit more inspiring. Today's just been a really quick one because I kind of just want to get out of here, and I'm still being bitten. I'm in the car and I'm still being bitten. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I've started to meet a lovely community of people through YouTube and other creators that are on similar paths, I suppose, and that's really humbling and it's lovely, and it's really nice to be going on that journey with them. Anyway, right, I'm going to turn this thing off and I'm going to get going back home. And I'll catch you in the next video. Take care, guys. Thanks.